So today is September 15th, 2024, but what you're seeing right now is actually from the 13th, which was this past Friday. And once again, it was another great day for me, up about 1.45%. And that is also on a day where the NASDAQ was up only 0.4%. But I believe I was underperforming the Russell. Yeah, the Russell had an amazing day, up about 2.5%. And if we zoom a little bit farther out, for the year-to-date chart on Robinhood, and I don't really use the Robinhood chart to trade, I'm just kind of using it as a simplified way to show you guys what I'm talking about. But if you look at the Russell chart year-to-date, it kind of looks like it's making this pennant pattern, where it's making like a flag. It's like super tight consolidation. And who knows, maybe this will be the breakout that everybody's been waiting for, because ever since mega caps and the S&P 500 has been ripping like crazy, people were looking at the Russell to kind of confirm that bull market. I mean, if you are still not yet convinced that it's a bull market, then I don't know what you're waiting for. But yeah, a lot of people were waiting on the Russell. So it looks like it might be closer to that moment where the Russell finally breaks out. And if we zoom a little bit farther out, we can kind of see it a little bit better. And of course, Friday was an amazing day for both Robinhood, Palantir, and also Honest. I didn't realize Honest had a great day. SoFi also had a decent day. American Express also had a decent day. But the main topic that I wanted to talk about today were some features that I would like to see come to Robinhood. And I know that Robinhood is probably saving all of their features for their October event, their live stream event. I believe it's like 3 days long, and they're going to show off a whole bunch of new products and a whole bunch of new features coming to Robinhood. So they're most likely saving all of that stuff for later. But I just wanted to get a quick list out of the way of some stuff that I personally would like to see, and I think that I would benefit the most from, as somebody that has been a Robinhood user since like 2019, I believe. Yeah, let's go check my chart real quick. Yeah, I've been a Robinhood user since April 22nd, 2019, if this chart is correct. And so the first thing that is on the list, I believe Vlad has already confirmed that it will be coming this year, but I'm very impatient, so I just wanted to put it on my list. So buying and selling, but also viewing specific tax lots. So I believe Fidelity already has this feature, but it's only on the desktop version. But I think Robinhood putting this on their in-app version, where let's say somebody is viewing their position, right? And the area where it says shares 1500, it would be really cool if they could just tap that, or tap the average cost, and it pulls up their entire list of their tax lots. And then they can just select, kind of like when you're selecting different things on a list on the iPhone or whatever, and they can make sell decisions based off of like which lots have long-term capital gains, or which lots have a higher cost basis, so it'd be lower tax. I believe that would also increase the amount of active traders that are on the platform. It would get people to trade even more, which might help their profitability, because I know there's a lot of people that are kind of like me, where they see their average cost basis and they don't want to ruin it, so they kind of just don't touch their stock. And I believe Robinhood makes a lot of money off of their trading revenue. So adding specific tax lots would definitely help with that. And another thing that would be cool is whenever you're about to sell something, have like a subtle loss wash warning. And I believe Fidelity also has this as well, but just a little warning saying that, hey, you already bought or sold this earlier, and if you make this transaction, there might be a little bit of loss wash. And here is like the estimated value of how much you might be missing out for your taxes, or like just kind of like a subtle one. Don't put it like in your face, because that would kind of ruin that user experience. But just a subtle loss wash warning on the page right before they swipe and click sell or whatever. And the next feature that I wanted to talk about was something that Robinhood actually had before, but they took it away for some reason. And that was the ability to compare two or more stocks on one chart. So like on my homepage, for example, I could overlay QQQ or SPY to see how my portfolio did compared to the S&P 500 or QQQ. And I think that feature is very useful, because I don't know if you noticed, but I always have to like open up two screens and show you guys the Russell or show you guys like my portfolio. So that would definitely help me out. And a good example of this is actually Google Finance. So on Google Finance, you can type in whatever ETF or stock and then put the compare feature and then type in the next ticker symbol that you wanted to put on the chart. And I think that definitely needs to come back to Robinhood. Another thing that I would like to see fixed in Robinhood is whenever I'm trading options or stocks, not all of the fees are listed in my history page. For example, I'll look on my history page and the number that I'm seeing after the plus sign is usually not the full amount that I'm actually receiving, because there's like other trading fees that are not related to Robinhood that's actually separate. So those are the fees that we have to pay. So basically what I'm saying is on the history page, I wish that it would put the net amount that we're receiving. And then if we want more details, like how much would it be before fees and what specific fees are associated with this transaction, then we can like click the actual transaction and see that. But on the history page, I think it would be very useful if we see the actual amount net of all the fees. And there's also another fee that is actually hidden, and I don't really know what it is. I wish Robinhood would just be transparent about it, because it's actually not even that big of a deal. And it's usually when you're trading options. So whenever you have an options transaction, it'll say something like regulatory fees 3 cents. But then when you actually do the math and try to like audit your own balance, you'll see that you're kind of missing 2 cents here and there. And I don't know why Robinhood would keep this hidden, because it's honestly not that big of a deal. If they just put in the in the history that, hey, we had to take this 2 cent fee for whatever reason, I don't think most people would care, because it's only 2 cents. And so I think if Robinhood really wants to show that they are transparent and they're really trying to help the individual trader, I think being very transparent about the fees would help with that image.